Gibbo presents.
It's Gibbo, and right now I'm joined on the line by one of the members of Innocence, who last night were involved in Death Row, a one-on-one clash with Tech 9, which took place in Orlando. It is Nasheen.
Hey, what's up, Gibbo? Wagwan.
There's a lot of confusion at the moment as to what went down last night, who the winner was, or if there was even a winner declared. So, first things first, take me through, round by round, exactly what happened last night.
Okay, well, the clash didn't really start until like about 3 a.m. Because anybody who ever been to Orlando knows that Orlando is like a late party spot. You know what I mean? The first round we played first. We played first through the whole night. Tech played second through the whole night because Tech didn't want to play first because when we was in New York, he said that I came to his dance late. So he was forced for him to play first in New York. So I went to him, I asked him if he wanted to play first or we want to flip a coin fit. He said, if I want to do that, he must play first. I said, okay, no problem. Fair is fair. So we played first in every round. The first one we played and the first one they played, it was clear that we won the first round, you know what I'm saying, by far. The second round and the third round, they won by far. I don't even need to go to it because I keep it real. I don't lie about stuff. The second round, he won. Third round, he won. The fourth round, I played, and I was leading the dance up until he played. Then he played, and he got a couple of the forwards, but his forwards wasn't big like my forwards them in the fourth round. But the dance done prematurely because somebody got stabbed in the club in the bathroom while he was playing, so the dance had to cut off without him finishing. There was no tune for tune or anything like that. So I'm saying, like, on my point of view, we won one round, he won 2 rounds, and based on the fourth round, which we was leading up until he was playing, I give we the fourth round. So you would call it a tie or undecided. But, you know, Tech 9 fans is going to feel very happy for him, so they're going to call it, say, he won. The dance had approximately, like, 170 people or 180 people. You know what I mean? So it wasn't packed, and the venue was kind of big. You know what I mean? I had my birthday party there 2 weeks ago. It was rammed to capacity, like 600 people. But in Orlando, for the last 2 weeks, there's been a lot going on because last week they had this big major sting where feds and immigration came in and locked up around 40 to 45 Jamaican people in Orlando at one place. So it kind of killed the vibes, you know what I'm saying, leading up to the clash. So that's why the turnout wasn't that so good, you know. But overall, it was a nice clash, and Tech 9 did play good. It actually played better than in New York. I was kind of impressed, you know, but they played real good. Big up Tech 9.
What approach did Tech 9 take last night? Did they have a totally different game plan to the one that they adopted in the first clash?
Yeah, well, the first approach that they really have, because it was Tech, Mountain Dew, Montana, and Ace. All 4 of them was there. But I seen that last night they only made Mountain Dew and Ace play the whole night, which Ace played better than he played in New York. Montana, he was all right, you know what I'm saying? He had a little bit of stage presence, but it was not impressive to me, you know what I'm saying? Throughout the ending of the round, I started chewing him up on the mic skills, but he did actually way better than he did in New York, so they played very better. They wasn't doing no tag team, tap out, in and out type thing, you know what I'm saying? So it was a good turnout for them, like how they played still. Played very, very better than they was in New York.
Did you find it difficult to get motivated for this clash at all, given the one-sided nature of your recent victory over them in Brooklyn?
Nah, actually, I was very motivated, but you see, because I'm the one that kept the clash. You know, Tech 9 kept the clash in New York, and I kept the one down here. But I was just so drained out for the last 3 weeks because October 5th, I kept my birthday bash in October 5th or 6th. It was the 5th or the 6th, one of those days. I kept my birthday bash in the same club last night. And last week, Miami Carnival weekend, I kept my other birthday bash in Miami. I actually just came back from Miami last night, like around 10 o'clock last night, because I was doing some voicing and stuff like that, some dub voicing, so I was kind of drained. But I was very well motivated for the Clash still, you know what I mean? I kind of knew the turnout was going to be weak, being to all the bad things that's been happening in Orlando for the last week and a half, but I was still motivated because, you know, it's Clash and we love Clash, you know? We love to Clash and show the people a good time. Clash in Orlando is kind of not working because apparently this Clash had more patrons than the Clash in last year between Mad Squad and Innocent in Orlando, and the Clash between Poison and Tech 9 in Orlando. This Clash had more people than those Clashes, so if it was 170 to 180 people in this Clash, that goes to tell you how much people was in the last two Clashes in Orlando. So Clashing in Orlando is kind of dead still, you know what I mean? I think the next Clash where I'm going to do with Innocent, we're going to take it down south to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, where the scene is more big and, you know, people will turn up more, you know? But yeah, I was very well motivated.
Will the audio or the video from last night be released, if any was taken, so people out there can judge how they think the night went and who they think won?
Yeah, that was there was no video, but the audio will be out no later than Tuesday, coming up right now. So the whole world can get to listen to it. You know what I mean?
Given the way things ended, will we see a third meeting between Innocent and Tech 9 this year, or have you got no interest with another clash with them at the moment?
No, well, me is a diehard Clash fan first before a selector. So the way all this dance ended, which, you know, kind of undecided, you know what I mean? Of course we'll give them a rematch, you know what I'm saying, on a neutral grounds, you know what I'm saying? Because we have to have some closure to this. After the rematch now, you know, whoever wins, I mean, I think it's only fair to put that down, you know what I'm saying, and move on to bigger things, which we have about a good 5-6 clashes coming up with Innocent. So, I mean, anytime, I don't think we're going to clash for the end of the year, because right now we're booked for the rest of the year. But probably sometime in the beginning of the next year or middle part of the next year or whatever, we can do back a rematch, you know what I'm saying, and get the score settled the real way. You know what I mean? No problem with giving them a rematch.
Are you able to give any more information about any of those upcoming clash dates you just touched on there?
Well, I don't want to get the people. I don't want to put out the promoters them business. So I'll just leave it up to the promoters to put out what they got coming up and stuff like that. But just look out for your nearest website and clash websites nearest to you. You'll see a whole lot of Innocent clashes coming up. You know, so just look out for them.
Are there any sounds out there in particular who you really want to clash at the moment? Any sounds on Innocent's hit lists?
Well, we don't have a hit list, and I've said this before on Eckler's Media TV. I think it was last year, after Brooklyn Massacre or something like that. We don't have a hit list, but we seems to be on a lot of people's hit lists. So I want to clash any sound who want to clash us, because really and truly we're not scared to clash no sound, because Innocent is really a juggling sound / clash sound. So we do the both thing, best of both worlds. So anybody feel like they want to clash us, we clash them. I mean, we don't run from clash. Win or lose. One thing about Innocent, win or lose, we're not scared to clash no sound. You know what I'm saying? So anybody who, or any promoter out there who wants to hire Innocent to clash any sound, we would do it. It's not a problem. Once the steps of the clash, meaning like the money and certain preparations for the clash is right, we would do it. No problem. Don't care who it is, from the biggest sound to the smallest sound. We don't really care, because clash is about entertaining the people, not entertaining ourselves, you know. So once the promoters come forward and they want us to clash any sound they feel that they want us to clash, we would do it. It's not a problem.
You mentioned the attendance wasn't huge at last night's clash. Do you think that's just down to the location of the clash, that it took place in Orlando, or do you think the clash scene is becoming stale at all at the moment? Does it need a new lease of life?
Well, both things that you said is what's the problem, because the club that it kept in last night is known for being, like would say, hip-hop club. Not hip-hop club, but mostly Americans go there. And the dancehall scene in Orlando you can ask anybody, you know what I'm saying, down here, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's not like how it used to be back in the days. Actually, we are trying to bring it back. You know, sounds like me and the Rebel Squads and the real Mad Squad with Froggy and those type of people and Black Rose and the younger sounds in Orlando. We're trying to bring it back, but it's kind of divided right now. So I guess that's why the attendance was like that, and the club itself was mostly known for, like, you know what I mean, American people attending. Plus they had 2 other dances last night, and Orlando's not that big of a city like a New York or a Miami or a California to where that you can have 3 dances in one night and the crowd, you know what I'm saying, split up and the 3 dances do good. Because actually, to my knowledge, they had Romain Virgo and Pressure performing right across the street from Santa Fe last night, and they had another dance in Kissimmee, which is like 15 minutes away from where the Clash kept last night. And to my knowledge, I heard that the dance in Kissimmee only had 25 people, and the dance across the street with Romain Virgo and Pressure only had like 100 people. So to my knowledge, I'm hearing that the Clash had more people than the rest of those parties, and if the Clash had more people and those Clash and those dances has that amount of people, then one have to ask yourself, where's all the people? You know what I'm saying? But apparently after what happened last week, as far as like I was telling about with the immigration thing and the police locking up 40 Jamaican people at one location, I guess that kind of killed the vibes for the people them coming out, you know, because a lot of people, like, they don't really want to deal with the whole immigration, police, feds thing, you know that already. So it's kind of dead, you know what I'm saying, in Central Florida as far as like the clashing wise. But we're trying our best to bring it back, and hopefully we can do some more things in the future to bring it back, you know? We're not going to give up.
How do you think is the best way to go about reviving the Clash scene? Is Irish and Chin's reset concept the way to go, with the inclusion of juggling sounds and 45s in clashes? Or do you think it's better to perhaps try another route, outdoor clashes, like when you and Tech9 clashed in Brooklyn? Could that be a possible option? Or perhaps double headers in 2 different cities, 2 consecutive nights, like Bass Odyssey and King Addies did in Hartford and Tampa?
Well, actually, the outdoor clash thing, this clash right here, I was trying to get the permit to keep this clash outdoor like how Tech kept it in New York, but the permits down here is so crazy, like to try to get the permits to do such a thing like that, because they're not used to it. So I tried to get a permit for it, but it wouldn't allow me. In the future, I think headlines like how the reset was in New York and the double headers and the back-to-back clashes probably in different cities in Orlando, in Florida, because Florida is a big state that have a lot of cities. You have the Jacksonvilles, you have the Tampas, you have the Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beaches, you know what I mean, the Orlando, the Palm Bays. Probably if we do like, you know, like you said, like a back-to-back night, you know what I'm saying, in different cities and try to draw out people from other cities to your city, probably then it will give the people more energy, because every city that I just named is like a good no longer than 2 hours drive from each city to another city. So if we try to get other cities involved within Florida, then probably we'll bring up more people, you know, like using, you know, a Poison Dart from Tampa, or a Justice from Jacksonville, or, you know what I'm saying, a Black Chinese Super Sound from Miami, you know, or Adonai from West Palm Beach, you know, along with a Black Rose or Innocent, you know what I'm saying, mix it up a little bit with these sounds down here, then probably we can get it going. But currently, at the time right now, it's only Innocent and Poison Dart from Florida that is clashing, and they have enough more sounds in Florida. But I'm talking about consecutively clashing, is only Innocent and Poison Dart alone. So probably if we try to get some more sounds from Florida involved in Florida, then probably we can get more better of a turnout, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to try some more things and see if we can get that going for the new year.
Putting any hard feelings between yourself and Chin to one side, what do you think of the reset concept? There's certainly been a lot of talk over the last 7 days about World Clash Reset that took place in New York last weekend. Do you think it's a good thing and a good concept for clashing and sound system culture?
Yeah, well, what Chin did, me and Chin don't really get along still, but what he did, he's a mastermind at doing things like that. If you notice the Clash, all the hardcore sounds, that is hardcore dancehall sounds, like Clash sounds, not taking nothing from none of them, because every song that was in the lineup was a very good lineup. But by Chin adding juggling sounds to the Clash, if you notice, it brought out more people than normally would go to a Clash, because those sounds have fans that want to see them. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with playing 45s in a Clash. If you know anything about the Clash thing from back in the days, that's how Clash was originally. You know what I mean? Nobody never come to, like the songs back in the days never used to just come to the Clash and play dub plate all night. Then we drop a 1 and 2 45 in at the Clash. Sometimes the 45 then we get bigger forward than the dubs. But it's like the idea that Chin did was very good, because it have a renaissance who people thought that was going to get kicked out from the first round. You have a Sky Juice who people thought that was not going to make it in the Clash, although a lot of people don't agree with him rolling on the floor and stuff like that. But everybody have to know that nowadays Clash is not like back in the days where you just come and play music alone and music alone is going to talk. You have to find a way to entertain the people, just like what I did in New York, because like people still talking about the Clash in New York with me and Tet 9, because what I did to Tet 9 in New York hasn't been done in years. You know what I'm saying? And you have to learn how to entertain the people, and you cannot just feel like, say, your songs alone is going to work. Actually, I give credit to Montana last night, because he actually found a way to entertain the people, and you have to do that. You cannot just live off of your songs them alone, you know what I'm saying? Because the new generation right now probably don't know some of the songs that you're going to play. So how are you going to get the forward out of the song if you cannot present it good? That's one thing where you can say longevity come into it, because what Sky Juice did in World Clash, he just basically showed them that I'm going to entertain the people, and I'm going to go around everything that you guys planning or trying to do with, you know, money songs and the bag of money. That's not going to work. You know what I mean? So I don't have a problem with, you know, the juggling sounds and the 45s in the Clash. I think it's a very good idea. You know what I mean? So hands down to, you know what I'm saying, to Chin for doing that. And so actually a lot of sounds in the business right now need to take note and need to watch what's going on in the business and try to adapt some of that format, you know what I'm saying, to their clashing style. You know what I mean? And I think it was a good thing. I don't see a problem with the Clash that happened in New York with it. I got to big up Sky Juice, because he's an elder in the business. He's been around longer than enough of us in the business. I have to big up Renaissance family, Jazzy T and Delano, because they actually impressed a lot of people. They shocked me. They shocked the whole world. They played very good. Big up to Addies, because those two young youths and Addies, actually I see the growth in their sound, you know what I'm saying? Last year when they clashed LP in New York, everybody was like, oh, them boys, they're not going to do good on the sound, and I don't know why Eat and I those people, and right now they're doing very good, because it takes time, you know what I'm saying, to grow on a sound, and they actually going on a sound, and I like how they play. Big up to LP, you know what I'm saying, big up to Soul Supreme, big up to Firelinks, big up to Mighty Crown, you know what I mean? It was a good clash, and I don't see a problem with it. I mean, I actually enjoyed it.
If someone had told you, say, a month ago that Metro Media were going to beat King Addies in the Tune for Tune round of World Clash, and that Sky Juice and Metro Media were going to play a Bushman dub, would you have believed them?
Actually, I don't have a problem with that, because right now, let me tell you something. Back in the days when Jaros and the Black Cats and the BSRs and the 4x4s and the Addies, all those songs was clashing, you never had no specific of somebody telling you, like, now there's let me tell you why the business is kind of watered down right now. There's too much rules in the business right now. Nobody cannot tell me, say, me can play a certain time, like it's a certain time to play a song, or I cannot play a Bushman in a tune for tune, or I cannot play a DJ artist in a tune for tune. Back in the days, that's what used to happen. Anybody can play anything they feel like they want to play. I was in Jamaica when Alice played Kilimanjaro in Portmore Entertainment Center. And Addis was my favorite song growing up. That's the song I live after growing up. That's the song I watched growing up as a Brooklyn youth in New York City. That's the song where I used to get it beatings and getting troubles from my mother, sneaking out of my house, going to Biltmore ballroom to watch Alice play, and come back in and know say me I will get in a trouble for sneaking out of my house. I used to get in trouble for Alice going to watch them play. It was my favorite song in the world. And when my mother sent me go to Jamaica to go live for 3 or 4 years out of my life because I was getting in too much trouble in New York City, and Alice come to Jamaica for Clash Kilimanjaro, one of the biggest clash them in history of Clash. And me sneak out of my uncle's house and go over Portmore Entertainment Center as a little youth. I was probably about 14 years old. And sneak out and know say when I come back home, I'm going to get in a trouble for sneaking out. But I never business because I have to see Addis and Jaro clash. And remember say me in a Jamaica, so this is the heart of the thing. When me sneak out and go over there, nobody never tell me say when Addis play a big bad bounty killer with the world know. You this the big bad Addis, whoa, and the world know that song there. And Kilimanjaro was going to come in and play a no-name artist and counteract that song and get the biggest forward for the night. Nobody never tell me say that they got So nowadays there's no rules to clashing. It's the sound man them and the selector them trying to make up rules. But the people them don't feed into that. The people them want to hear what they want to hear. It's all about timing. I don't see a problem with Sky Juice playing the Bushman in tune for tune. Because you have to understand he's working the whole night and him have the people the whole night. So by that time he can do anything him feel like him want to do because he's leading the clash. So there's no problem with doing that. You understand me? And people have to understand that. There's no rules in farmers like what he must play and what time he must play a song. It's all about how you bring across the song to the people. And he just did his job. And if somebody would have told me 2 months ago or a month ago, well, Sky Juice is going to win and Metro Media is going to win, I wouldn't doubt them because this man is a veteran who New York hasn't seen on a stage like that in a long time. This man has fans who came out to see him perform, who would probably not go to a regular clash nowadays. Nobody never knows the Radigan was going to win the clash last year, and he did. You understand me? So I don't have a problem with that. I don't see a problem with that. Big up to Sky Juice and Metro Media. Big up.
As you say, a lot of people have put forward the argument that only certain tunes can be played in a clash, and specifically in the dub for dub round. But the way I look at it is, if you can play one of those tunes which aren't supposed to be played in that round, and you can still win with playing that tune, then surely that must show your skill as a selector and just what a control over the crowd on the night that you have.
Exactly.
Do you think we're now going to see more juggling sounds taking part in clashes off the back of Metro Media's win at Reset?
Well, of course, not even off of Metro Media's win alone. Off of the way our Jazzy T and Renaissance, because Jazzy T and Renaissance them played very good. You understand me? So, off of the strength of Renaissance and Metro Media, a lot more sounds are going to feel more comfortable and have the confidence to come into the clash world. They never wanted to come into the clash world before because they probably feel like the people would not accept them. But no, this is going to give them a more confidence to come into the world, because even us as a juggling sound, like 3, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, we wouldn't expect we would be where we are right now, innocent. You know what I'm saying? But as the time go along and we do more clashes and stuff like that, and we see the people working with us, it gives us more confidence to do what we're doing. So of course you're going to see a lot more juggling songs come out of the woodworks, and it's going to make it more better for the whole clash scene. You know what I'm saying? Because we need more of that in the clash scene, because juggling sound have their fans just like the clash sound them. So if they get the juggling fans them and the clash fans them to come into one unity and one unity, then everybody wins, and it's more better for the business. Don't you agree?
Certainly. Are there any young selectors or sounds that you can think of who don't have a lot of exposure yet, who have the potential to go on to do big things in the clash world?
I can't really name some of them right now because there's so much of them. But there's a lot of sounds out there, young sounds and juggling sounds, who have the potential to make it in the clash world. They just don't probably see it yet, or they probably don't have the confidence yet, but there's a lot of them out there. So respect to all the juggling sounds and the young sounds, and big up to all of them same way.
Alright, Nasheen, thanks a lot for your time. Just before we finish, let everyone know what you're up to over the coming weeks and months. I know you're out there juggling at many parties and dances, and also mention how they can keep up to date with everything Innocent on social media.
Well, for bookings for Innocent, you can link innocentlink@gmail.com. That's INNOCENTLINK@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter, Nasheen Fire. You can follow me on Instagram, Nasheen Fire. Follow me on Facebook, Nasheen Innocent. You can follow Dapper Lee on Facebook, Dapper Lee Innocent. You can follow Juxifier on Facebook at Juxifier Innocent. And we have a lot of things coming up. Next week I'll be in LA. You know what I mean? We have some more dances coming up, Boston and Chicago. Actually, we're trying to work on this Europe tour next year because a lot of promoters have been linking us for Europe. We just haven't had the right deal yet. But Europe can look out for us, I would say, like beginning of February, end of February, coming up next year. Also, we're coming to Eurotown, England, very, very soon. I want to big up to my brother in England because his birthday was 3 days ago. I have a brother that lives in London because that's where my mother's from. Rest in peace with my mom. But my brother that lives in England, I want to say happy birthday to him, you know, because a lot of people from England is listening. And just look out for Innocent in the future. We're not going to stop. And big up to all the people who respect Innocent sound and all our Innocent fans. Big up yourself. Big up to the boss, Taylor David in Jamaica, Montego Bay. And we're also in Montego Bay, Jamaica too. We have 3 more selectors in Jamaica. And we're coming to Jamaica next year to Clash. March 1st, Innocent, Ricky Trooper, Black Cat, Brother Hype, and Red Heat in St. Elizabeth. So if you want to go to Jamaica next year in March 1st, look out for that Clash. And Gibbo, big up yourself, and thanks and respect for the love and the interview. And bless up to all the London fans and all the fans worldwide.
Gibbo.